I just spent the last 2 weeks in Lagos. You might get kidnapped, da da da, like stories upon stories upon stories. I had the best time ever in Lagos. I love Nigerians. I love Lagos. I had an amazing time. I was going to a friend's wedding. Oh, watch your back. Be safe. Like how they spoke about the surroundings was super chill. Selling food at like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning on the street. Like the streets were still buzzing at like 2, 3 a.m. and that's not the situation in Johannesburg. Like the streets are empty. I think one thing that I did feel really threatened by was the begging by grown men. Was a bit shocked to see like 5 grown men coming up and like asking for money. Like that to me was really scary, especially because like I had my bag and my phone. I feel like Nigerians abroad are not very good ambassadors for their actual country. I just spent the last 2 weeks in Lagos, and before I planned my trip, so while I was planning my trip, I told so many of my friends that I was going to Nigeria, and a lot of them discouraged me so much. They're like, it's dangerous, you might get kidnapped, da da da, like stories upon stories upon stories. And I was shocked because as a South African, even though I complain about South Africa all the time, I would not discourage anyone from going to South Africa. I'd advise them about their safety, but I wouldn't tell anyone not to go. And a lot of my friends were like, no, like you would be okay, but it's also that like it's super dangerous. There's so many things that could go wrong. And I'm like, is that really the right attitude to have? Things could go wrong anywhere. Things could go wrong in New York. Things could go wrong in Cairo, you know? And yet none of those people would ever discourage you from like coming to see their city. I had the best time ever in Lagos. I love Nigerians. I love Lagos. I had an amazing time. I was going to a friend's wedding. Best 2 weeks. I learned so much. I saw so much. And this is coming off of being in Accra, where I felt like Ghanaians love Ghana. They love Accra. Everywhere I went, they wanted to tell me about like the next most amazing thing about their city, their history. The attitude was so different. And yeah, that's like one of the thoughts that I explored with my friends on this trip. But also, yeah, just in general. I've had a lot of reflections over the last 3 weeks. I found Lagos to be relatively safe. As a disclaimer, I did live on Victoria Island, which is where all the internationals and like high-earning Lagosians live. So there was a lot of security. That's where all of the restaurants and entertainment spots were. So that's like everything was around me, you know. And when the hotel staff and other people spoke about like me leaving to go to places, they weren't like, oh, watch your back, be safe. Like how they spoke about the surroundings was super chill. I feel like you get a sense of the safety from locals as well, you know. There were also like older ladies selling food at like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning on the street. Like the streets were still buzzing at like 2, 3 a.m. and that's not the situation in Johannesburg. Like the streets are empty. You know, there's a lot of fear about being outdoors really late in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, in my experience. So that's not the feel that I got in Lagos. I think one thing that I did feel really threatened by was the begging by grown men. I understand that the economic situation right now is really bad, I think, all across the world. But I do think people are really hit hard in Nigeria. And so grown men will like come up to you and compliment you and be like, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful, da 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 da, please something for me, please. Everyone is always asking for tips, which if you've traveled to different parts of Africa, you know that that is a reality. Actually not so much in South Africa, but maybe it's because I've never really been seen as a tourist in South Africa, so maybe people aren't asking me for tips. But I've been to like Tanzania, to Cairo, to Mozambique. Like this is very usual. But just like I was a bit shocked to see like 5 grown men coming up and like asking for money. Like that to me was really scary, especially because like I had my bag and my phone. And in SA, all of those things would have been stolen from me. Like 5 against 1 is crazy business, you know. But yeah, my friend was always like, yeah, if you have something, give it to them, but otherwise they won't do anything to you, which to me is the crazy business because like just those numbers, you know. But yeah, other than that, going out, living my life day to day I didn't feel unsafe. Everyone was super friendly. That's not taking away from what the locals say about their safety, which is absolutely valid. I was only there for 2 weeks, but as a tourist who had my conditions, I did not feel unsafe. So that is it. Hey, you guys, I'm in Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm about to go out with a friend, but I want to show you this that is low key such a hack. Okay, so it's peaceful sleep that I have to put on so I don't get malaria, right? Because it's a mosquito repellent, but it also makes my skin look so glowy. And I always have this on, like, my skin has been looking glued up. Literally, I'm like, I'm just gonna start using this every day. So malaria is actually a big problem in Nigeria and Ghana, and so I've been using this every day for about almost a week and a half now. Like, I better not get. Anyways, this is my outfit for the evening. I'm going out with a friend of mine. I had to, like, I'm almost out of clean clothes, so this will just have to do. I'm going out with a friend of mine who's going to arrive within about 5 minutes. So see you.
Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Just Tuesday. Now, firstly, I really like to react on what she said that most Nigerians are not good ambassadors to the country. What she said is 100% truth. Most Nigerians are actually not good ambassadors to the country. You will see them speaking down on the country. They do not believe in the country. And for me, I do not know the reason why they are doing all that. You will see a Nigerian blogger or YouTuber will be speaking down on the country, and these are the people that are not living in Nigeria. They are outside Nigeria. Like those living in Nigeria, trust me, they can't do that. They can't. But I don't know if they are trying to do that just to please their host country, like just to bring down their country and uplift their host country so that their viewers will be clapping for them and stuff like that. I don't really know their intention for always talking down on the country. But the truth is this: there's no country that doesn't have its ups and downs. There's no country that is perfect. So for me, I sincerely agree to what she said. Like she didn't paint it and she didn't lie. What she said was 100% truth. And one of the things I love most about South African women is their boldness, and they are so fearless. Imagine Nigerian friends telling her how the country is and all that, but she insisted on coming to Nigeria. Like this is actually one of the things I love so much about South African women. They are so bold and fearless. Like what moves you doesn't move them, but you won't see them shouting up and down. You won't see them jumping up and down. They are always calm, but when it's time to act, you know that she is a South African. Like it's in their blood. It's in their blood, it's in their DNA. They do not fear anybody. They're always bold to confront whatever. They're always bold to go for whatever thing they want. So I think I love them for that. And then another thing she said was that she saw grown men begging and all that. That though if it was in Johannesburg, that they would have snatched the bag or the phone. Yes, as for that one, it's true. Like as for that one, it's true. But one thing is this: they'll politely beg her, "Auntie, please, do you have anything for me?" Especially probably when they do anything for you. I don't know if you're getting it. Like I don't really know the area where she had such audio, but I know this is something that happens in Nigeria, right? Especially when someone helps you to do something and the person is not that buoyant enough, and the person sees someone who is like assuming you are buoyant enough, and someone tries to help you do something, and after doing that the person will politely approach you, "Auntie, brother, or oga, please, do you have anything for me?" Are you getting it? And even if you don't have, you can still tell them, "Please, I don't have. Next time I will give you something," and they will be fine with that. But I understand as a tourist, and for someone who haven't experienced such thing before, probably she felt embarrassed or something. But all those things I experienced, just like the way she mentioned Tanzania and other countries that she has been to, those countries that there was nothing like that and stuffs like that. Is cool, is fine. But for me, all those things I experienced, and I also thank God that she did not experience anything like her bag being snatched from her, or anyone attacking her because she's a foreigner, or because she's a tourist, right? Because I know most places or most countries, when they see that you're a tourist, they will like to take an advantage of that and stuff like that. But I thank God that she didn't experience all that. Like her stay in Nigeria was cool and smooth.